This is ABC 7 News at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Beth Jones.
And I'm Peter Dubois. First tonight, a Portland man who murdered his girlfriend at Acadia National Park last June was sentenced in court today.
Our Matthew Jurancic has the story.
My son Victor, he sleeps his life away every day, and my daughter Violet has sustained a damn diagnosis of an autoimmune disease that is brought on by stress. The lady is not only lost her mother, but her best friend in her guiding light.
Family members of Nicole Mokeme addressed her killer Raymond Lester in court about how their lives are forever changed.
He's giving me reoccurring nightmares. He's giving me insomnia. He's giving me a distrust for men. He's giving me crippling anxiety.
On June 22, 2022, Lester struck and killed Nicole with his car at the Skudik Institute. After killing her, he fled the scene, heading to Cancun, Mexico. After a month, Lester turned himself in. He was eventually brought back to Maine. The judge sentenced 35-year-old Lester to 48 years in prison. Despite the ruling, the Mokeme family says they believe the punishment doesn't fit the crime.
I don't feel like there's an actual justice because I just want my sister back.
Nicole was described by her family as a caring, beloved mother who always had her heart in the right place. Assistant District Attorney Bud Ellis, the lead prosecutor on the case, described Nicole as a pillar of the South Portland community for her work empowering Black and Indigenous Mainers with their organization Rise and Shine Youth Retreat. Following her death, the city commissioned a mural for Nicole recognizing her, now on display along Diamond Street. At the end of the day, the Mokeme family hopes anyone dealing with domestic violence will get the courage to speak up.
The only hope that I have is that this story will make a better voice for domestic violence. You see something, say something, look out for your friends. Domestic violence is real.
You can call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 800-799-7233. They're always available 24/7 and willing to help. In Ellsworth, Matthew Jurancic, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
A man serving a life sentence in one of Maine's most infamous murder cases could get a new trial thanks to new DNA evidence. 66-year-old Dennis DeShane is serving a life sentence for the 1988 murder of 12-year-old Sarah Cherry. She vanished after babysitting in Bowdoin, and her body was found 2 days later in the woods. DeShane has maintained his innocence from the beginning, and he and his supporters have worked for years to have his conviction overturned or get a new trial. According to the Morning Sentinel, new DNA testing has excluded him from 3 of the 6 objects found at the crime scene. He has now been granted a hearing in April where he can use that DNA evidence to argue for a new trial.
An update now to a story we first told you about last week. More charges have been filed following the drug arrests of 6 people from Ellsworth and Mount Desert on January 24th. Among those arrested was 48-year-old Jeffrey Card from Ellsworth. On Wednesday, MDEA agents assigned to the Down East Task Force, along with Ellsworth police, went to Card's residence to do a search of his home as part of his bail conditions. During the search, investigators located approximately a half pound of fentanyl, along with 36 grams of suspected methamphetamine, bearing a combined estimated street value of $42,000. Card was rearrested and charged with aggravated trafficking and violating conditions of release.
The commission investigating the October 25th mass shooting in Lewiston heard emotional testimony from family members of those killed.
Our Augusta reporter Corey Bouchard was there and joins us live. Corey, good evening.
Good evening, Beth and Peter. That's right. I'm here outside of the Deering building in Augusta, where this morning the commission investigating the Lewiston mass shooting heard from those directly impacted by the October 25th tragedy.
I want people to know how much his daughter meant to him. She was his whole world. He would move mountains for her.
Emotional testimony from family members of 5 victims of the October 25th Lewiston mass shooting, including from Stacy Sear, the partner of Michael Dolores, who alongside with Jason Walker charged the shooter, Robert Card, when his gun jammed at the bowling alley. She was also present and recounted being evacuated from the space.
I saw a man leaning against the wall, covered in blood. He had been shot multiple times but was still alive. Someone was asking for belts to use as tourniquets for him and a child that had also been shot.
Kathleen Walker, the wife of Jason Walker, says there was a failure of communication from law enforcement regarding the delay in notifying the victims' families.
We also waited an excruciating 15 hours to get official confirmation that they were deceased.
According to Elizabeth Seal, the wife of Joshua Seal, an ASL interpreter and advocate for access for the deaf community, says another failure was a lack of accessible information for the deaf and hard of hearing.
After a few days, news outlets were covering the tragedy and what was going on, the search for the shooter, and again, there were barriers to communication. Sometimes there was no captioning, sometimes there was a lag in captioning, sometimes there would be pop-ups on the screen that would prevent us from seeing the captioning. Some deaf people prefer not to read English, but rather watch ASL, and oftentimes there would be an interpreter on the screen, but they would cut away from the interpreter.
One shining light that all family members who testified talked about was the work of the Victims Advocate Program.
But the victim advocate, Jamie Miller, has been awesome. She's guided us through the whole process. I don't know how we could have done it without her.
And Beth and Peter, the Commission's next scheduled meeting is February 15th, where they'll hear from the Maine State Police about their response during and after the shooting. Reporting live in Augusta, I'm Corey Bouchard for ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Thank you, Corey. Meanwhile, Republicans formally responded today to ideas brought by Governor Janet Mills during her State of the State address. Republican lawmakers say the state of our state is actually poor, both from an economic and policy standpoint. They say the focus on the Lewiston mass shooting and calls for new legislation, including universal background checks and closing the private sale loophole, will not prevent the next mass shooting.
There were 50 homicides in Maine last year. It was a record number, but 40% of those were committed by one person. And everything that I've heard, I haven't heard a single one of these gun control proposals that would have addressed what Robert Card did.
Republicans went on to say that we should wait until the commission investigating the Lewiston mass shooting finishes their report before they think about new legislation surrounding the issue. They add there is support within their caucus to grant the commission subpoena power, and that could be taken up by the legislature as early as Tuesday.
Well, advocates for stronger mental health legislation rallied at the State House today. They're calling on lawmakers to pass and fund more mental health services. One bill they spoke about was the Maine Resiliency Package, which passed the legislature last session, but is waiting on the Appropriations Committee to provide funding.
You go to any section of our society in Maine. You go to law enforcement, and what do they say they need? They need more community mental health services. You talk to any of our school districts, and what do they need? What do they say they need? They say, we need more community mental health services. You go to our town and municipal officials, and what do they say they need? More community mental health systems. We go to our places of faith, and what do they say? We need more access to community mental health services. This bill and those that will come along are the things that are going to make it possible for us to do that.
Well, supporters went on to say that they are pushing for mental health to be a priority this legislative session, especially in the wake of the Lewiston shootings.
The Oxford County Sheriff is now facing calls for his removal. In their last meeting, Oxford County Commissioners made a motion to send a letter to Governor Mills urging her to remove Sheriff Christopher Wainwright from office. They say in 2021, Sheriff Wainwright improperly and illegally disposed of firearms that were marked as evidence. They also claim he's deficient in his contractual obligations for two school districts, SAD 55 and RSU 10. Senator Lisa Keim, who represents part of Oxford County, says she's part of the push for the governor to remove him.
Well, this investigation has been ongoing for several months at this point, and when you think about the Oxford County Sheriff remains in power while he is actually being investigated. At this point, I have spoken to the Attorney General's office and the Governor's office and asked them that they expedite their review of this, because the people of Oxford County need to have resolution. And in the Sheriff's office as well, there is a real drag on morale.
In Maine, the only way a sheriff can be removed from power is by an act from the governor.
Well, taking a peek outside, today, generally speaking, felt pretty mild.
It did, yeah. It's kind of been the trend since that blast of cold we had earlier in the week, and so nice to see that continuing for us.
Yeah, we're enjoying the reprieve, that is for sure. All right, folks, let's go ahead and get a first check of the forecast.
All right, Beth and Peter, thank you. Happy Thursday. Look at these temperatures again today. Highs back in the mid, even a few upper 30s out there, but cooler temperatures are on the way for the weekend. But first, also, some light snow out there tonight. Not a lot, just a little. There's a little system now across our region will bring us those light flurries tonight into early parts of tomorrow morning. There could be a dusting of snow for most locations by tomorrow morning. More heavier snow falling further north across Millinocket area tonight. Could bring an inch or two of snow up that direction. The rest of us, though, are looking at probably less than a dusting of snow tonight, but there is a winter weather advisory further north up here. That could be a 1 to 3 inch snowfall well to the north. Our forecast, though, tonight, looking at lots of clouds out there, a couple of snow showers out there as well, maybe a dusting of snow with low temperatures down near 30. Your full forecast is coming up. Beth and Peter?
All right, it's about the mildest overnight we've seen in a while.
Yes, seriously.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
All right, well, coming up on ABC 7 News at 6, our David Ledford gives us an inside look at a novel program that aims to bring doctors directly to crash and accident scenes.
And it's February, and that means Old Town is kicking off their annual pasta drive. Our Doug Banks brings us that story when we come right back.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Now get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Hurry in.
It's high school basketball season, and ABC 7 and Fox 22 are here to keep you up to date with your local scores and highlights during Friday Night Fast Break. Get out and support your hometown teams and look for our sports crew to get your own free Friday Night Fast Break t-shirt courtesy of
Center Theater, Guilford Hardware, Kimball Insurance, McCusick Petroleum, Piscataquis County Collision, and Rowell's Garage and Car Wash.
Hello, fellow flyers. I'm the Savvy Traveler, here to share the secrets of convenience at Bangor International Airport. Parking, you're steps away from the terminal. Inside, even more conveniences. And friendly, efficient security. All of these make BGR the official airport of you. Remember, the Savvy Travel through Bangor International Airport. Flybangor.com.
My name is Pam Crowley. In 1 year, I had to take care of burial or cremation arrangements for 4 family members, including my husband and my sister. I could not have gotten through everything without my funeral director, Cindy, at Bragdon Kelly Funeral Homes. Cindy greeted us as a friend. During arrangements, she was so personable. Cindy is so patient and understanding. She gave us assurance, comfort, and she has such a great smile. The best thing that Cindy did is take such good care of my husband. He had some issues before his death. I felt very worried that he would not look right. When I saw him, he looked like my husband. Cindy took excellent care of him. Seeing him definitely helped me feel right. Cindy did more than I ever expected of a funeral director.
Bragdon Kelly Funeral Homes. Let our family serve yours.
With features you won't find on CR-V, RAV4, or Forester, only a Tucson compares to a Tucson. Now get 0% APR or up to $1,500 bonus cash on the Hyundai Tucson. Hurry in.
ABC 7, honored to be named Maine's television station of the year.
A first-of-its-kind program is bringing doctors directly to the scene of crashes and other emergencies. Our David Ledford spent the day with the Augusta Fire Department to learn more as participants get real-time experience.
We are a Swiss Army knife of medical care.
Doctors are now responding to emergency calls as part of a new pilot program in Kennebec County called MD3.
It's one provider, one EMS physician working hand in hand, but the ability to provide so many services to so many different patients in need with a single resource. And that's really what we are.
The idea behind the program is to provide a high level of care in the field, while also reducing the strain on area hospitals.
Save that bed at the ER for someone who's in more medical need.
Officials say expert care in the field could mean the difference between life and death.
Saving a life or a limb, when it happens, you want someone there that's a little bit higher trained than us in the field.
And emergency physician and MD3 participant Jonathan Busco says that having medical doctors respond to a scene helps determine whether or not a patient needs to be taken to the hospital at all, which can save on emergency resources.
Oftentimes, we're able to take care of them in their homes, so they don't even need to go to the emergency department.
MD3 officially kicked off in January, and after a trial period of a few months, officials will decide whether or not to make the program a more permanent feature of the county.
So far, they've responded to more situations than we originally anticipated. The county will have to make a determination whether they want to continue to fund it long term. We look forward to what the future brings with it.
In Augusta, David Ledford, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
As the calendar turns to February, the Old Town Public Safety Department is kicking off its annual pasta drive. Our Doug Banks spoke with two Old Town community leaders who say this tradition speaks to the moral compass the city strives to follow.
We're a community-based police department, so we're helping the community.
As long as it's non-perishable, no pasta is off limits as Old Town's Public Safety Department kicks off its annual pasta drive. Drop boxes for people to donate pasta are located across Old Town at the Public Safety Building, the Public Library, City Hall, and Old Town Orono YMCA. Another drop box has been set up inside Old Town High School for students to help out too.
Our job is to go out there and answer calls and be proactive. This is just another way to be proactive.
At the end of the month, donations will be distributed to the school district's food pantry, Penobscot Nation Food Pantry, Holy Family Church, and Caring Community Cupboard. The president of Caring Community Cupboard speaks from experience when she says the people of Old Town love to give a helping hand.
In record time, those places will be filled with this pasta drive. I know it will.
The pantry supports around 200 local families per week, a noble cause made possible by a family called Old Town.
If it wasn't for the food drives that people have, organizations have, we wouldn't be able to be open.
The Old Town Police Department, along with city and community partners, will be outside the Hannaford and Old Town Plaza on Saturday, February 17th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for a pasta drop-off. For more information, visit our website, foxbangor.com. In Old Town, Doug Banks, ABC 7 and Fox 22 News.
Well, that's a great effort going on right there.
It really is. It's so expansive for being a pasta drive. There's so many organizations benefiting from that and so many families too.
Which you really like to see. You like to see that there's that far reach when it comes to the effort.
Yeah, a lot of people helping out there.
All right, well, still to come on ABC 7 News at 6, we'll talk ice safety with some Maine game wardens.
And in sports, it's been a big week for the University of Maine, locking up 2 of their top coaches for the future. We'll hear from Athletic Director Jude Killey when we come back.
Your financial goals may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy.
Plan your future with Warrant Financial.
Your piece of land demands the very best equipment. Kubota Equipment, the #1 rated tractor brand for durability and owner experience, with professional grade mowers, versatile sidekick utility vehicles, and compact tractors that get it done right. All backed by unmatched dealer support. Talk to your dealer today to schedule a demo.
Available at Doors Equipment, 1468 Outer Hammond Street, Bangor.
Excitement comes standard with the Honda Accord, and so does a turbocharged engine. Sophisticated, high-tech, style that enhances functionality. Stand out with the Honda Accord. From Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Contact your Honda dealer today or shop online.
Hammond Lumber Company has been a trusted partner of professional contractors, do-it-yourselfers, and homeowners for generations. It's the level of trust that Hammond Lumber has earned by providing an extensive selection of products and materials from industry-leading suppliers, with guidance and support through every stage of any project, including delivery of materials throughout Maine and New Hampshire. Hammond Lumber Company is, has been, and will always be your building project partner.
Maine QuitLink offers free help to stop smoking and vaping, including personalized quit plans and free patches, gum, and/or lozenges with every program. Get connected to a quit coach, trained to develop a plan that works for you. Learn how to curb cravings and overcome slips and relapses. It's free, it works, and people who enroll are 2 times more likely to successfully quit. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or enroll online at mainequitlink.com.
Your financial goals may appear to be all about savings and investing, but in reality, it's about much more. Your life, your family, and your legacy.
Plan your future with Warrant Financial.
Tonight's Sports is brought to you by Engstrom's Auto Service in Guilford. We specialize in all foreign and domestic service and alignments.
Welcome back in, everyone. Thank you for staying with us. Well, it's been a big week for the University of Maine. On Tuesday, the university announcing a contract extension for Amy Vachon. And yesterday, Ben Barr getting his extension. It's really just an exciting time for Maine athletics with new facilities on the horizon, too. Currently, Maine hockey is the 6th best team in the nation. The new contract pays Barr an annual salary of $425,000, which puts him right in the middle of the pack in Hockey East, according to athletic director Jude Killey. Barr has raised the average attendance numbers at the Alphon by around 1,500 since taking the job in 2021. For him, he says he is in the perfect place.
3 years ago when I came here, I always wanted to be here as long as I could, and it's a special place. I have a young family, and we've met a lot of people in a short amount of time, and it's a great place to raise a family. So for us at this moment, it's like a perfect place to be. It's almost kind of like a dream to be able to do this, for another few years, and I'm just thankful to have the opportunity.
All right, Maine's definitely thankful for him, too. This announcement, of course, coming on the heels of the university extending women's basketball coach Amy Vachon through 2028 as well. For athletic director Jude Killey, these 2 signings reflect his vision to make the university a place for coaches to cement their legacies, not just to use it as a stepping stone for later in their careers.
Coming from Miami of Ohio, it's actually known as the cradle of coaches. And so that's what happens there, is that coaches come for 1 to 3 years and they leave. And so we're trying to make this more of a destination. But instead of staying 3, you can stay 6, or you can stay 5 to 7. That's greater continuity for our programs, better experience for our kids, better success for the university. So I think all those things factored into it. Really, it's about us addressing the recruitment and retention piece of talent.
All right, certainly a lot to be excited about. Staying with the Black Bears now, Maine women's hoops. They are back home and back in action tonight. That game just now getting underway. They're hosting the River Hawks of UMass Lowell. Maine currently in the lead in that one, looking to improve to 7-1 in conference play. The last time they played Lowell, it was their first America East game. The Black Bears went on the road, came back with a double-digit victory. If they want the same for tonight, it all starts with their defense and their ability to share the rock.
I think, again, just defense, being ready to be locked in for 40 minutes. I think the first time we played them at their place, they scored maybe like 20 points in the first quarter, and that's something we don't want to allow any team against us. So just really making sure we're locked in for 40 minutes, coming out strong, and defense, because we know we can always rely on that, and then offense will come.
Defensively, we have to have a great effort again, and I just think moving the ball and taking advantage of how they guard us, I think is important. When we have a lot of assists, we seem to play well, and so that's going to be really important for us tomorrow.
All right, we'll have all of those highlights later tonight, but for now, that's all the time we have for sports. Here's Jeff Weller with your full 5-day forecast. Jeff?
All right, Tyler, thank you very much. Lots of cloud cover across the area today with some light snow and flurries in here as well. This will not amount to much, but there is some light snow and flurries out there currently working through the entire region tonight, so it might be a bit slippery around this evening into early parts of tomorrow morning. All right, the wind is not a factor, though, basically out of the east around 5 miles per hour right now. This will actually go calm for several hours tonight, and thus the snow will fall straight down this evening, and then behind behind this system, cooler temperatures are on the way. Visibility currently is looking good across the area, but there will be a few spots tonight, likely with that light snow in the area, that could bring it down to a mile or two across parts of the region this evening. All right, so the snowfall will look like this. This is not going to be the big one, but there is some light snow and flurries out there tonight. And as you go further north this evening, there could be a band up here of 1 to 3 inches of snow north of Millinocket this evening, and thus we have our favorite, which is a winter weather advisory up that direction for, again, slippery travel conditions in that area with a 1 to 3 inch snowfall there. The rest of us looking at probably lots of cloud cover and a dusting of snow across the region tonight. And then we are done for a while. We're talking about high pressure building in across the Midwest and Great Lakes right now. We're going to turn off the faucet for several days and leave us with some sunshine, but with cooler temperatures in the area as well. Let's walk you through it tonight. A couple of snow showers out there, heavier as you go further north this evening. And then by tomorrow morning, sunrise, it's out of here, decreasing clouds throughout the day tomorrow. It's going to be a pretty nice day. And then temperatures dropping tomorrow night. A front's going to come through. We'll have low temperatures tomorrow night in the low teens with a gusty northwest wind. That will give us feel-like temperatures down near 0 tomorrow night. A far cry from today, right? High temperatures back in the low to mid-30s across the area today. That's going to change tomorrow. We're going to drop some temperatures across the Midwest now. We have 70s in Oklahoma, but that's going to stay there. We're going to get slightly cooler temperatures up this direction for us, and that could mean highs in the 20s probably tomorrow, also on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Looking at some light rain and snow showers out there, though, for tonight. Not a big deal at all. Look for low temperatures down near 28 for tomorrow. All right, so mostly cloudy and a bit breezy tomorrow. We'll call it decreasing clouds tomorrow. High temperatures near 37, but dropping throughout the afternoon on a gusty north wind. And then looking ahead, your 5-day forecast shows a story, right? Cooler temperatures are on the way. 30 for Saturday, 31 Sunday. Monday, high temperatures stuck in the 20s. Beth and Peter.
All righty, Jeff, thank you very much.
Yep, and we'll be right back after this short break.
There are so many fun things to do in Maine. Now you can enjoy more for less. Check out Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
Healing Hands Massage in Hamden provides professional massage services tailored specifically for our clients. Whether you're looking for relief from chronic pain, stiffness, or just want to treat yourself to a day of relaxation, Healing Hands Massage is the place for you.
There's a limited supply available. It's on sale right now. Save with Half Off Fun from foxbangor.com.
CEM DP Porter Contractors have been in business for more than 40 years. We have recently added an electrical division to further be of service to our loyal customers. CEM specializes in design build for commercial and residential projects. Whether you need help with older construction, new build-outs, or electrical services, CEM has you covered. CEM is currently hiring for all positions. We offer competitive pay as well as great benefits. To inquire about employment or construction, please reach out to 848-7486 or visit CEMMaine.com.
At AAA, saving money means as much to us as it does to our members. Nikki saved her family over $450 by switching to AAA auto insurance. Marianne switched and saved $350. And Philip saved over $400. Now is a great time to review your auto insurance policy. AAA is here to help you with your auto, home, and life insurance needs. Call 844-AAA Insurance or visit AAA.com for an auto insurance quote today. AAA, we're always with you.
Gun Sports and Brewer knows that for fun, exercise, and meeting new friends, nothing is better than ice skating. Whether it's sailing down the ice, making a great pass, and scoring in a game of hockey, or the grace, strength, and expression of figure skating. From the youngest child all the way to adulthood, anyone can enjoy the fun of skating. At Gun Sports, we supply the equipment for your skating fun for great prices, the proper fit, and service after the sale. Shop your locally owned Gun Sports Shop, Greenpoint Road in Brewer.
Whether you're hurt by a landscaping truck like this, a work van like this, or any commercial vehicle, we know how to get you the big money you may deserve.
Hurt by a commercial vehicle? Call the twos. We win for you.
Tonight, the U.S. planned to strike back for the deaths of 3 American soldiers, plus the dangerous storms saturating the West. More Americans turn to the most watched newscast on television. World News Tonight with David Muir.
Finally tonight, it's a message worth repeating. The Maine Warden Service is once again reminding Mainers think safety when deciding whether to venture out onto the ice. Sergeant Alan Gillis of the Maine Warden Service warns that this year's winter season has been less than ideal for ice formation and that much of the ice throughout the state could break if you try to cross it. Gillis says if the ice is light gray to dark black, you should stay off entirely. He says white to opaque colored ice is iffy, but blue ice is ideal as it is the thickest. When in doubt, he says follow the saying, thick and blue, tried and true. Thin and crispy, way too risky.
We've had stretches of warm weather, we've had rain, and that's terrible for the ice conditions. You know, Maine's a great place. There's a lot to do in the winter months, and we encourage people to get out, but to do so safely. And any of the activities is going to take you out onto the ice, so you just got to make sure that you're safe and smart about it.
It's so important to remember that, you know, so many activities focused around, you know, being on the ice or at a minimum being near it. And it can be dangerous, and I think folks forget about that.
Absolutely, and you know that I learned something new tonight about just the coloration of the ice and what that means.
What that indicates, yeah.
Exactly, so definitely something to keep in mind there, you know, before anyone thinks about going out.
Yeah, we want you all to be safe when you're having fun.
Exactly.
Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us. From everybody here at ABC7, have a great night.
Good night, everyone.